All right, friends, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about finding an equation from a data table. So I've got a table right here in front of us, and what we're going to be doing is, first thing that we need to do is we need to relate these guys together. We're going to figure out how these guys relate, and then we're going to define. We're going to define what it is we're looking for. And then we're going to write our equation. Use a little abbreviation for equation there. So what we're doing is relating. So let's take a look at this. So for every 4 gallons we're traveling 80 miles. For every 6 gallons we are traveling 120 miles. You can see that it's pretty easy to identify that we are multiplying each of these by 20, right? So however many gallons we get, that's going to give us 20 miles. So if we get 10 gallons, we end up with 200 miles. Okay, so the relationship there is for every 1 gallon, we are traveling 20 miles, 20 miles. So let's define. This is actually the most important part of a word problem, is defining what each of your variables mean. And in this case, we're going to say G is going to equal the number of gallons used. G is going to be the number of gallons used. And then if we look at our M, it's going to be the number of miles traveled. All right, so we've got, so now that we have our variables defined, you'll see that we can go ahead and write our equation, right? So if it helps, think about like, okay, well, if I had 20 gallons, how many would I be able to go? So over here, 20 gallons, and I know that we're going to multiply it by 20, so I would have 400. So what we can do is work backwards from that. For the number of gallons times 20, because that's my constant between these, I will get the number of miles that I can travel. So I almost wrote miles all the way out. Let's rewrite that. So instead of G times 20, we'll say 20G equals, and we use M to represent miles. That's how you write the equation from a data table. If you have any questions, let your teacher know. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.